So you're a whiz at building automations, right? But actually turning that skill into a real business, well, that's a whole different ballgame. You're not alone. In this explainer, we're going to walk through how to go from being a builder to a founder and transform your tech skills into a real thriving business on a platform like Gumroad. I saw this comment on Reddit, and it absolutely nails it. So many of us, we build these incredible automations, but then we just sell the recipe, the code. But your customers, they're not looking for a recipe. They're hungry, and they want a ready-made meal. This one mindset shift, honestly, it's going to change everything for you. You ready to make that shift? Good. Here's our game plan. First, we're going to talk about something called the automation value gap. Then, we'll get into how to sell outcomes, not code. After that, we're going to architect your pricing, find those first crucial customers, and finally, scale the whole thing up with affiliates. All right, let's dive in. Okay, so first things first, let's diagnose the core problem. So many brilliant builders just completely undervalue what they've made. You think you're just selling a JSON file, but believe me, what you've created is worth so much more than that. Most automation experts get trapped at one of two extremes, and you can see them right here. On one side, you've got these cheap $5 templates. It's just a race to the bottom, a constant grind for volume. On the other side, you have high-end consulting. Yeah, it pays well, but it doesn't scale. You're still just trading time for money. The real magic, the massive opportunity, is right there in the middle. And we call this the value gap. See, it's the huge space between selling the how, that technical recipe, and selling the what, which is the business outcome. Your customers, they don't really care about your n8n nodes or your code. They want to buy back their time. Your success hinges on closing this gap by turning your expertise into a real product. Okay, so we've identified the problem. Now let's talk about the fix. And it all starts with how you talk about your product. You have to completely reframe your Gumroad listing to focus on one thing and one thing only, the results it gets for your customer. I mean, just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got a technical info dump. It just doesn't mean anything to a busy founder. But on the right, that's a value proposition. It speaks directly to their pain. It's not a workflow, it's the set and forget content engine. It's not just posting things, it's saving them 10 hours a month. Come on, which one would you buy? It's obvious. So a high-converting Gumroad listing really has 4 key ingredients. You start with the hook. Grab their attention by calling out their exact pain point. Next, the solution. You paint a super clear before and after picture. Then, the technical stack. You got to be upfront about what they'll need, like an OpenAI key. This isn't a negative, it actually builds a ton of trust. And finally, visual proof. Show, don't just tell. A quick Loom video of the automation actually working, that's pure gold. This right here, this is probably the most important rule in this whole business. Just let that sink in. Nobody is buying your automation. They are buying an outcome. And 9 times out of 10, they are buying back their most valuable, totally non-renewable asset, their time. Okay, you've completely reframed your product. You've nailed the pitch. Now for the big question. What do you charge? Look, pricing isn't just picking a number. It's a strategy. And using a tiered model lets you serve different kinds of customers and can seriously boost your revenue. This 3-tiered model it's incredibly effective. The basic tier, that's for the hardcore DIY developer. But the pro tier, that's your sweet spot. That's for the person who values their time and just wants a video guide to get it done fast. And then you've got the done-for-you tier, your premium, white glove service. I actually know a creator who switched from a single $49 product to this model. You know what happened? The new pro tier instantly became 80% of their sales. They tripled their revenue without tripling their customers. That's the power of this kind of pricing. So how do you justify these higher prices? Easy. You talk about the automation tax that they're already paying to other tools. You have to frame your n8n solution as an investment that saves them a ton of money in recurring fees. Seriously, if you can save a company $1,000 a month on their Zapier bill, a one-time fee of $999 is an absolute no-brainer for them. Okay, so we have an awesome product, we have smart pricing, now we just need customers, right? This means using a powerful 2-pronged approach. You need to balance attracting customers passively with actively going out and finding them. Let's break down your customer acquisition strategy. Think of it like this. You've got your magnet and you've got your spear. Your magnet is inbound marketing. This is the long game. You create content, YouTube tutorials, case studies, you name it, that builds your authority and just pulls customers in. Your spear, on the other hand, is outbound outreach. This is you proactively going out, finding your ideal customers, and contacting them directly. To build a really robust business, you're going to need both. For outbound, you want to find prospects who are, let's say, actively bleeding. They have a pain right now. So look for hiring signals on LinkedIn. A company hiring 3 new sales reps, they're practically screaming that they have a manual, painful lead process. Look for tech stack signals, or just hang out in the online communities where your ideal customer lives. These are going to be your warmest leads by far. And here's the perfect script. Forget those spammy, generic cold emails. This works. It's 4 simple steps. Start with a personalized observation. Step 2, show some empathy for their pain point. For step 3, you make a really low-friction offer for your solution. And finally, step 4, you offer some social proof. This structure turns a cold message into a really compelling conversation starter. Okay, you've made some sales. Things are starting to move, but there's only one of you, and you can't be everywhere at once. So how do you scale? The final piece of this puzzle is building your own sales force without actually hiring anyone, and you do it using Gumroad's built-in affiliate tools. The Gumroad affiliate program is what I like to call a force multiplier. Basically, you're letting other people, creators who already have an audience that knows and trusts them, sell your product for you. In return, you give them a cut of each sale. It is honestly one of the most powerful and scalable ways to grow a digital product business. So you want to build an affiliate program that people actually get excited about? Here's the playbook. Offer a generous commission. 20 to 50% is pretty standard for digital stuff. Make it dead simple for them to promote you by giving them a full resource pack. And hey, if you have a recurring product, offer recurring commissions. That's a massive incentive for them to promote you over the long haul. And the best part is, the mechanics are super simple. An affiliate sends someone to your page, a cookie gets stored in their browser for 30 days. If that person buys anything within that month, the affiliate automatically gets credit for the sale. Gumroad handles all the tracking, all the payouts. It makes it incredibly easy to manage. So as we wrap things up here, I want to leave you with this one question, because it really gets to the heart of everything we've talked about today. Are you selling your code, or are you selling back your customer's most valuable asset, their time? The second you make that shift, the moment you go from selling a technical file to selling a real business outcome, that's when you stop being a hobbyist builder and become a true entrepreneur. The choice is yours.